Most small business owners get into what they do, including voiceover talent, because they're good operators. They understand the product or service they get into. It might be a plumber who is a good plumber who decided to become a larger contractor, take on employees and grow. It could be a manufacturing facility. It could be a restaurant wanting to turn into a restaurant chain. Again, it could be anything. And remember, we're talking about principles. So these always apply, and they apply to all businesses at all times, anywhere, at any point in history. Principles always are relevant, and they always apply. And the biggest hindrance for the business growth for these companies was the owners themselves, because the thing that made it possible for them to be where they were at was based really on the strength of the ego and the belief of the founder of that company. Belief can get you pretty far down the road. And these are people who had a very strong will, who had a very strong idea of what they wanted to do, and they did it, and it got them to where they were at. But what they didn't understand was where they were at was not enough to get them to where they wanted to go. It required something more, and it required systems. It requires them to have the systems and to execute them properly to grow. And ego can get in the way, because when you're a good operator and you think you've got it figured out, again, that can take you a long way. But if you're not open to objectivity and to understand these principles that are at play, then you just can't grow past where you're at. So again, to kind of circle back, bring this back around to voiceover, you're here because you have a passion to do what we do. You've got ability to do. Some of you guys are world class at what you do. I'm envious of the talent level of many of you who are involved in voiceover. But if you've done this for any length of time, you understand that is not enough. You've got to have a good product. Excuse me. But if that was all that was required, then the most talented people would have the biggest voiceover businesses. Or the same in any business, the most gifted or talented operator would have the biggest business. And that's just not the way it works. It's not the way it operates. It's the person who has a good product, a good solid product, doesn't have to be the best product, but it has to be a good product, but they have the right systems in place. And if they understand those systems and can operate those systems effectively, then they can scale up far beyond where they're at. Where you're at in voiceover is just a reflection of what you know and understand at this point. It doesn't mean you're not capable. Doesn't mean you can't get it. It doesn't mean you can't grow. It just means you can't grow any further without understanding the principles that are in play here, that are operating, and the systems required to get there. And I've got good news for you. You don't have to figure out those systems, because I've done that for you already in something called VO Flow. So I just want to encourage you to begin thinking about, what's brought you to where you're at today. And maybe you're pretty far down the road. Maybe you can't get past go. And maybe you're just super frustrated, but it's a reflection of what you know and what you understand right now, which is not indicative of where you're going to be next week or the month after if you get your systems in place and you begin to do the things that you need to do, because those are the things that will allow you to scale and to grow and to do it not just incrementally, but once you really get this going, it can happen exponentially. But you have to have the systems in place. If you want to learn more about that, again, get into the group at school.com/VOFlow. Or if you want to learn more, go and just look at the platform itself, VOFlow.io. We'd love to have you check it out.